Hey guys, and welcome back to Growing with Isotope. I'm going to be trying something a bit different where I do a voiceover on videos that I've recorded. Over the last few weeks it's been quite rainy, pretty non-stop coming into May, as you can see by the skies. In here we've got some wildflowers and a goji berry in the yogurt tub. And here's my oregano in a leftover pot of compost from last year. An apple tree which I actually started growing from seed. Over here we've got my sweet potato surrounded by some oregano in some experimental Barbie compost. Not sure what that's going to do, and that's autumn's rhubarb, sending up quite a few new sprouts at the moment. And her strawberries as well, which may or may not be variegated or some kind of deficiency. My basil, which I recently brought outside, is looking okay. More strawberries, some rosemary, some sage, some variegated sage, pretty cool. And some other herbs, so we've got thyme and curry leaf. And moving on to the tomatoes, this is a new planter that we had built. It's pretty cool, I like it. And then we got a little tomato in the corner of that first one. Tomatoes have been relatively slow growing so far, only a couple of flowers. They've been very recently transplanted. The stick tomatoes looking better. And yeah, there's the little tomato guy that we picked up at a garden centre, he's quite cute. And yeah, this is the Barclay tie-dye pink tomato. I think it's got a couple of tomatoes growing on it now. They're coming along nicely. My fennel has survived a slug attack. It got absolutely ravaged by slugs, even though they're not supposed to eat fennel, but hey. This is the condor potato given to us by Steve. It hasn't sprouted yet. There's some coriander seeds scattered on that patch of dirt. Some potatoes, lots more potatoes growing. Loads of different varieties of potato that autumn's growing this year. Some hardneck and softneck garlic growing in the same pot. It's going to be an interesting experiment. And lavender. My mint, which is looking a bit deficient. My anise, currently still standing. It's currently flopped over in real time, but this is an old video. Marigolds, and yeah, this bed's prepared for planting the peppers in now. So we've got some marigolds in. Volunteer potatoes cropping up all over the place from last year's compost. Gonna have to pull those out. The peas transplanted quite nicely. They seem to be doing quite well. Spoiler alert, they don't stay very well. There's a frog that we picked up in the garden centre as well. Hopefully deter some slugs. My hollyhock, not doing so great. These are the Aristata gaillardias. They're just starting to bounce back to life now. Marigolds and another volunteer potato. And autumn's hanging baskets, looking good. They're filled with all kinds of things. Sunflower, looking pretty great. And then moving on to the, I forget the name of it. And here's my nasturtium. Nasturtium's looking alright, I guess. Strawberries from last year, flowering. They definitely need a soil change, but I haven't done that yet, and it's currently June. That purple flower is the Albrecia. The Albrecia is lovely, it covers the steps all year. And my herb planter, which has got loads of tarragon in. This is Russian tarragon and chives. And yeah, the whole garden's looking like it's ready to start taking off. Hopefully it will start taking off at some point. And yeah, so coming out into the front garden then, I've recently started bringing my peppers outside. Brought them all out here. They're not looking the best. But the ones in bags, this is Volante Peach. This is my yellow Cyril. Yellow Cyril looks great. This is the Ricotta Giant Cross Cat 1499. It's looking pretty good. Texas rice there, looking strong. Rhomboidium, looking great. Cat 1445, looking good. Lanceolatum's looking great. That one is also looking great. This is the mini olive ricotta, covered in flowers. Got a lot of growing to do still there. And Eshbognassy over there, looking rather good. And yeah, this front bed, it needs a weed. We've got all kinds of things popping up. Volunteer potatoes. Don't really want to be growing those potatoes again, they weren't very good. So yeah, that's going to need a bit of a weed. And coming over here, we've got the blueberry bush right in the corner. It's got plenty of flowers on in this video. My raspberry, which is actually an autumn bearing raspberry, so got a bit to wait on that one. Blackberry, looking good. Some alliums that have sprung up, they're looking good. And my black currant plant in the corner is also looking good. It's got a few flowers on it, not very many, but hey ho. And yeah, walking up the path, you can see my wild peppers on the right, looking pretty good there. I'm hoping that they'll settle in quite nicely over the coming months. Yeah, that's what the front garden looks like. I'm pretty happy with it. So yes, it's been about a week since the last update. We've got some wildflowers in here. The verbenas flowering, it's lovely flowers. The Christmas tree that we bought last year has put out a load of new growth. Spring onions. It's quite sunny in this video. I didn't adjust the exposure because I'm not used to the sun. Sweet potatoes looking good. The rhubarb's also looking good. But yeah, I definitely should have adjusted the exposure in this video. It's just that we haven't had any sun. So I just got out with the camera just to take advantage of that. And yes, we got strawberry, which may or may not be variegated. Mint is starting to bounce back, I put it there. My basil took a beating, but it's still alive. Curry plant and rosemary is starting to get green. The tomatoes haven't really done much in the last week. Still waiting for them to look like they're going to recover. Yeah, it's very bright in this video, sorry. Yeah, the tomatoes are looking good. These are the new tomatoes as well in sort of front of the bed. Those are from Steve. Digwell Green Fingers. And the potatoes are looking great, they've really grown. Need heaping up with more dirt. And the garlic, the soft neck has started to produce scapes. And as you can see, I've managed to get the peppers planted in the ground. So that's the orange scorpion. And over here in the shade, the exposure is much better. Oh, and this is the Zabrange. Yeah, these are looking much better. Tiger Fang F2 that was. And this is the Chiltepin Cross Lemon Drop. Have taken an absolute munching by slugs. This is the Brazilian Starfish Yellow Cross Sugar Rush Peach F4, sorry. That's the Ahi Santa Cruz Cross Proper Flower Bactum. And the Aristota Galladia is starting to put out new flowers. And baskets are looking good. My nasturtium, I need to clear around it, but it is looking good in there, I promise. Yeah, that other hanging basket is looking good. Can't really see it on the camera. The Albrecia is really starting to flower. Lovely purple flowers. And my herb planter. Yeah, front garden. So the mini olive ricotta put out a lot of new growth, lots of new flowers. Lanceolatum, I put it back in the shade to hopefully recover a little bit. Doesn't really like the sun. As you can see, some of these leaves are quite crispy and falling off. The Volante peach, it's really made some new growth. It's looking good. The ricotta cross, ricotta giant cross, it's looking pretty much the same as it did. It's not looking any worse, that's for sure. The Texas rice, again looking pretty much the same as it did, not much new growth. Rhomboidium is quite tall. And so is that one. And the yellow sorrel is nice and green. New growth is not looking so great though. got some interesting in foliage up top. Some kind of deficiency going on with my wild peppers. This one's looking alright. This one hasn't really grown much at all, but there are some flowers starting to appear. Yeah, just in the top there. That is the Tiamat F3. Loads of flowers and buds on that. This is the Submarine. Looking a bit worse for wear because of slugs, but hey. The raspberry's looking alright. Blackcurrant's still looking alright. The blueberry's looking okay. And there's a nice little butterfly joining me in the front garden. Lovely. Just walking back up the path and got cosmos and poppies in a trough over here. We haven't done that before, but this weird little ledge seems like it'd be a good place to grow plants, so we're trying that out. And now you join me in the dark for a slug hunt. So this is what I do at least the first 2 weeks after bringing my peppers outside. I've got to be very diligent with the slugs I pick off the plants because they will absolutely devastate the new foliage. So yeah, I didn't show that on the camera, but that in a previous video, but that is the cucumber plant I brought outside. I had to shade it because it got quite badly sun damaged. Yeah, just basically looking in all crevices. That's kind of spooky. Looking at all the crevices for slugs, and I'm going to be picking those off if I see any. Now, I've got to preface this video by saying it hasn't been very wet, so the slug activity will be greatly reduced, but you've got to persevere, got to be diligent, because the slugs will absolutely wreak havoc, whether it's rained or not. So yeah, I'm just going outside with a flashlight and shining my light on everywhere that I think slugs might be. So that's the orange scorpion. Not seen too many slugs in the new bed so far. Just checking the steps because they seem to crawl out the cracks in the steps. You can see I've squashed a couple already over the previous nights. See, they love the marigolds. They love the lower leaves on the peppers. They've left this one broadly alone, but other peppers I've definitely caught them snacking on. Yeah, just checking everywhere really. I've noticed a lot of leopard slugs this year, which apparently they eat other slugs, but I've been quite cautious. You can see I've got the plant tags out as well now, so I know which is which. Being extremely diligent, you can't take any chances with slugs, especially not the first couple of weeks after planting out. There's one. See that? That looks like a leopard slug. You can never be too careful. Apparently there are only a couple of species of slug that will actually damage live plants rather than going for decaying matter. So I think going forwards I'll probably learn to identify those, but for now I'm just going to take an overly cautious approach. There's certainly no harm in it. There's another one here behind this leaf. I think I'll probably leave that one just because it seems to be going for my herbs. But yeah, you can see you can very easily overlook them. And the small slugs can sometimes be the most damaging. But yeah, just checking, and here's the cucamelon that's been recently brought outside. Checking the table, checking other areas around my peppers as well. These two strawberry plants look pretty crispy. I'm going to check in the mini greenhouse as well. Also the woodlice, like you saw on my onion flower there, they can be quite devastating to new foliage too, and old foliage. If a slug makes a hole in a leaf, I found that they tend to get up in there and make the hole bigger. So it's just something to be aware of. There's not really much you can do about them. There's another slug there, look. And yes, so you join me here on the community garden / allotment. I've let it get a bit overgrown, a bit wild, but I have put some peppers down here. So yeah, here we got the white Fatale. Loads of flowers. It's very ambitious. Very ambitious. I'm very interested to see how this garden progresses, because it is relatively new territory for growing plants. So yeah, the orange ghosty jalapeno, it looks really good, doesn't it? Plenty of new growth on it. I'm just going to keep pinching buds on these. This one doesn't look so great, the Tangerine Tiger F5. The foliage is a bit scabby. Megatron jalapeno, it went pale and stopped growing, which seemed to be a symptom of the silver grow compost. When that dries out, that's what happens. This one, the Beer Coffee, been kind of droopy since I put it in the ground, even though I've given it plenty of water, so not really sure what its problem is, but I'll leave it to it. This one's lovely. It's the Isotope Poblano Gold. It's beautiful foliage. It's blue, it's bright, it's amazing.
So what's going on? Someone's got a rogue raised bed without our permission, and moved the water butt along from where the water butt was originally supposed to go, below the gutter. Now there's a raised bed in the way. It's only consolation, I don't think anything's going to grow in that. It looks like tarmac. But it is tarmac. I'm not joking, this is tarmac. I know.
Wow.
We might be jumping the gun. It might be foundations for a shed, but
Well, that's still not.
this doesn't belong here.
I assume it's for the water butt and this the council, and they haven't let us know.
Yeah. Okay, that makes more sense.
So yeah, I'm just gonna have a little walk around the community garden and show you what's growing. So this is a bed with some broad beans in. Broad beans are growing very well. So we've got 6 plot holders with raised beds here. And a couple of them growing broad beans, which have done really well in this soil. Some rhubarb there and some carrots. Loads of, I think they're potatoes or tomatoes. This bed's just been let to grow wild. This one's got some nice garlic in. I think it's elephant garlic. Should be going over soon. Yeah.
Okay, come on then. Action.
This is my bee light, and I love him, and this is my marigold, and it's very cute.
And what's next to it?
I have no idea.
We've seeded clover over the area to hopefully fix some nitrogen into the poor soil. We've got this
What's that?
Aristata gaillardia.
I've
I
got
think.
a sweet pea.
Right at the back there.
Yeah, and there's another one over there.
Oh yeah, I can see it. And we got little stepping stones so we don't squash the bed.
What's in the corner?
That's hollyhock, but it's very sad. It was supposed to flower this year, but I don't think it's going to.
Okay.
This is my purple flowered Bactum crossed with an Ahi Santa Cruz.
Check out how many
This is some poo.
rosebuds I have.
There's a lot of rosebuds. Back to the poo. I've put chicken poo down to hopefully fix some nitrogen into the soil again.
Ugh, smelly.
Smelly. This is the Tiger Fang F2, possible cross. Another marigold and bee light, and this is the Chiltepin cross lemon drop. Had to pull a load of flower buds off of that. Zebrange over here, currently flowering, so I'm going to pull a flower bud off. So that one actually set a pod there. No time for that. A super boot. It looks more like a super cabbage. Buzz button flower, hopefully. There is a flower on it, but whether that'll actually open or not, I don't know. A spring onion and an orange scorpion. Yeah, that's just about everything, aren't you? What have we got?
These.
What are they called? Go on, you can do it.
Dianthus.
Yeah.
They're very pretty.
Yeah, they are. Extremely pretty. And what are those called?
These are gladiolis.
Yeah, they've been eaten by slugs.
No, they don't look too bad. This one's kind of split, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Hope. Got a little cluster of foxgloves under here. Hopefully they'll do something.
Oh, they look good actually.
I got bunny tails, pansies, and chamomile.
And a little sunflower plant back there.
Oh yeah, my sunflower.
Yeah, looks good.
There is a couple others, but they don't look as good.
Oh yeah, was that one seeded directly in the ground?
No. And my big honeysuckle.
Yeah, big honeysuckle bush.
Your what is that?
Nasturtium.
That's
I say variegated nasturtium, but
it's not very pretty.
it's not very.
My verbena's dropped all its flowers, but I'm hoping it will do something else.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it wasn't happy about being put in the ground. Oh well, I have to deal with it. Yeah, it's got quite a lot of wild garden.
I like these big pictures.
Yeah, they're nice.
I got my
Oh, they're nice.
petunia and sweet peas at the back.
If we go down the steps, this is parsley. It's gone to seed. Good for the hoverflies, apparently. That is anise, which is also good for the hoverflies. Oregano here, lavender. It does look a bit sad. Got two things of garlic in this little pot.
My begonia.
Oh yeah, the begonia. Ooh, it's looking good.
It is.
And all of these are potato plants, obviously. It'll be our garden with a load of potatoes.
My condor potato.
And this is the condor potato, given to us by Steve at Digwell Green Fingers. And my fennel in back there survived the slug attack. Looking good.
Cucamelon.
Oh yeah, cucamelon. It's looking really good actually. It's not sun damage at all.
No.
I'm jealous. Because my cucumber absolutely got ravaged by the sun. Hopefully it'll make a recovery. I'm sure it will. Now this tomato is a bit of a weird one. It's making calyxes, but inside the calyxes there is absolutely no hint of a tomato whatsoever. So I think I'm going to have to rip this whole plant out, or at least use it as a rootstock or something, and try and graft to it. And there's That's looking pretty good. Can't remember what it was. It's Tumbling Tom or Barry's Crazy Cherry or something like that. It's looking pretty good, and the same for this one. So the Tumbling Tom or Barry's Crazy Cherry is looking good. Stick Tomato has done rather well. It did get absolutely hammered by rain yesterday, so it's looking a bit crispy, taking a bit of a beating. But yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. This one is the Barclay Tie-Dye Pink, I think, tomato. It's starting to ripen up. Yeah, it's looking good. And the little herb area over here. Very good, apart from the basil. Ignore the basil.
My basil looks really good.
Yeah.
I got my cheeky lemon balm to go there.
Oh yeah, lemon balm. Yeah, that looks good.
Smells good.
Picked up these radishes for £1. All of these for £1 at the garden centre. My dead strawberries are coming back to life. And this pepper still needs to be collected. And yeah, got chives, tarragon.
Rhubarb sweet potato.
Oh yeah. Rhubarb, big rhubarb plant. And sweet potato, which is looking a bit on the deficient side, but I'm not really sure why. And condor potatoes. These are just the eyes, like the big condor potato. I'm using them as seed stock for next year. Yeah, rhubarb's looking healthy. Hello guys, welcome back. It is currently the 29th of May, so this is probably going to be the last update that I filmed this month. I figured I'd do one in the tent because I haven't done one in the tent all month, I'm pretty sure, since the peppers went outside. So yeah, this is my Ahi Trinity F2 plants. Still got quite a few left. I have potted up most of them. But these are my spares, so they're looking very good. And if we go into my shelves, we've got this plant here, which is the Variegata crossed with Sugar Rush Peach crossed with Poblano. Not a variegated Sugar Rush Peach crossed with Poblano, because the variegated Sugar Rush Peach does not exist. It was a Capsicum Annuum called Variegata crossed with a Sugar Rush Peach. It's a common misconception, but I will clear it up. And as you can see there, it's got a little pod on it. Very dark purple, quite poblano shaped, quite small. The Matapino at the back there, it's looking very good. It needs a bit of water, I haven't watered it in a couple of days. The remainders of my variegated Sugar Rush Stripies, those are the ones that I sowed in January and potted up, separated out. These are the stragglers because they're in small pots. They didn't make the cut, but I'm keeping them alive just in case my main plants don't survive. And over here we have the Ahi Trinity F2. These have been potted up into slightly bigger pots. And they were topped just before I went away on roughly about the 21st, 22nd of May, about a week later. They're showing signs of good new growth, so that's really good. Looks to be a lot of side shoots coming out of a lot of those, which is really good. And over here we have the bigger plants. And if we go down to the level here, we've got some lovely pink flowers. This is the J's cross pink cross Reaper Lemon. Seeds are from Mac on Heat on the Discord. They look very good. I really like these pinky purpley flowers. So unique. And this plant here is the Dark Lemon Starburst. Got a few flowers, no pods yet. I've been feeding them quite high concentrations of nutrients to try and get some pods out of them, hopefully in the solo cups. And this is exciting. Yeah, some quite big pods on the Ahi Guyana cross Black Bikino cross Ahi Trinity F1. there's a lot of genetics in there. Yeah, plant structure is quite nice too. And over here we've got my favourite from last year, the Pimenta Barra de Ribeiro. We've got a pod on it. This one's going to my mum in a couple of days' time. This plant in here is the No Heat Primo, still pushing out new growth. This one is the Kansas Gated Jigsaw Chocolate. This one is the Primo Lucifer XL from Spicy Llama. It's getting really rather big now. This tall one is the Tiberius Mola Caramel. Seems like quite a few other people have also got tall Tiberius Mola plants, so I guess there's something in the genes there. This one is one of my wild peppers that didn't quite make it outside because it was quite small. It's now quite large, so I'm thinking that I might actually put it back outside. And this is the Cap 215 Microcarpum. So yeah, now it's gotten a bit taller, I might actually put this one outside. Doesn't seem to want to flower in here. Although, looking at this, there is quite a small flower bud there. Looks like that might develop. And then, back here, the Scorpion Dougla. It's looking very healthy, got some flower buds on it. This one, the Orion, again, looking very healthy, with flower buds. And the Tirani. Tirani's looking much better than it did, that's for sure. It's got a flower bud on it, which looks like it's going to open, so that's really good. And here, Kangstar Lemon Starburst. Excellent. Hopefully I'll actually get a pod this year, because I haven't in previous years. And this one is the Variegated Sugar Rush Stripey M3. And we've got a couple of flowers opening. So, although this isn't the plant that I'm going to go to M4 with, at least it'll be a good backup plant if one of the ones in the windowsill dies. And on that note, let's move over to the windowsill. And there we go. So, starting from this side, we've got some spare tomato plant cuttings. And we've got a little cucumber plant cutting. The Variegated Sugar Rush Stripey M3, which is going to make it to M4. Look at it, it's fantastic. All being well. This one has flower buds on it. So that's already an improvement from the one that I grew last year. As you can see as well, I've got another Variegated Sugar Rush Stripey M3, just in case this one has any issues. So yeah, I've been very prepared this year after the random no flower buds plant that I had last year. Never had anything like that before. And then moving left, we have a plant that's absolutely loaded with pods. We have the Ahi Guyana cross Black Bikino cross Variegated Sugar Rush Stripey F1. Look at these pods. They're cool and they're quite thick as well. There's absolutely none of the Black Bikino genes visible that I can see. Let me show you a flower. Flowers are kind of cool. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's very similar to a Bacton flower, but it's ever so slightly different. Just going to pull this pod off because it's not doing anything. But yeah, and then moving left again, we've got Ahi Guyana cross Variegated Sugar Rush Stripey F1. Look at that pod. That is pretty much the ideal pheno. If it ripens yellow and is stripy, then we got a winner at F1. I have no idea what colour this is going to ripen to, probably red. But looking at how pale this pod is, I wouldn't be surprised if it went yellow. Just genetically, I'm not really sure what the dominant colour would be between yellow and peach. But yeah, we got 4 quite large pods on this plant, and it's looking healthy. Looks like it might bloom again if I gave it some nitrogen and then some bloom feed. So yeah, happy with that. And then over here, I think this is the first time I've revealed this. Try and take a guess at what this is. Yes, that's right, it's the Leopard Reaper. Remember, I put seeds in the Aurora Plus. One of them germinated, and I now have a Leopard Reaper plant from my original seed stock. So thank you very much for sending that over, Teresa. That was brilliant. Yeah, such a lovely looking plant. It's got these ever so slightly subtly pink leaves. Yeah, looks great. I'm happy with the progress on the windowsill and on the indoor peppers this year. The outdoor peppers still have a lot of work to do to catch up. But yeah, I'll see you in the next update. Thank you very much for watching, everyone.